um, annex preparation, logistics and operations. We turn our attention very quickly to the ad hoc staff, particularly the core members who are also bearing the burden in this election. They say they are paying, they're actually quite, what do they call it? They are paying their dues and contributing immensely to Nigeria's development. Let's talk to the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Joshua Ahmed, who's joining us live on Decision 2023. Thank you for joining us, Brigadier General. Let's begin with your assessment of what you would consider the security and welfare that your core members got during the Presidential National Assembly election.
Well, good evening, and good evening, viewers. Please,
we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Again, please?
You can go ahead, Brigadier General. I can hear you.
I want to get the question clear.
I was asking for what you think about the quality of security and welfare that, core members who were INEC ad hoc staff got during the last election.
Well, based on my assessment and the general assessment in all the states, when we converged with other state coordinators, I would say it was fair, but there is still room for improvement on the security and welfare of the core members. We expect more, especially in some areas. And in the case of the welfare, we also expect some kind of improvement, particularly in the polling units where these core members are carrying out with their ad hoc duties. Most of the places were left open under the sun. There wasn't any shade for them. You see them practically working under a very harsh weather.
We know that you have been meeting with critical stakeholders, particularly in the security sector. You met earlier today with the Bauchi State Director of the DSS, appealing for, more security for core members that will serve as electoral officers tomorrow. What kind of assurances are you getting ahead of this election?
Well, based on my engagement with Commissioner of Police, the Director SSS, and the Commandant of the Security Civil Defense Commandant in the state, I think they have given us all the assurances and their readiness to improve in what they have deployed in the presidential election. Again, it is not only in Bauchi State. As I am doing what I was doing in what I did in Bauchi State, it is being done everywhere in the state by the state coordinator, because I have directed them to do same. And the feedback I'm receiving so far, so good. The security agencies have promised to ensure that there is improvement in what they have done before. And effort is always on ground to do that. The state coordinators met them personally, and after that, they even sent letters officially on areas where they need this improvement. And I think all the security agencies who have shown interest to improve on what the complaint was given to them.
There are over 200,000 core members who have been deployed now as ad hoc staff in this election. Give us a sense of how they're selected, the kind of training they get, and the quality of insurance that each of them has.
Well, as you are aware, the training given to them was by INEC officials. They trained them, and after the training, there was a sort of a refresher training given to them. As far as I'm concerned, to a larger extent, this training is good enough for them to carry out their responsibility. Apart from that, the core members who are insured. I've always said over and over again, in case of any eventuality, though we don't pray for it, but should there be any, the core members are insured. And I think the core members are ready for this exercise.
I asked about insurance and welfare because you have also mentioned that they should not accept any form of gifts or food from anybody, especially politicians. Do you think they're well paid enough to have them really do their job without being influenced by politicians?
Well, the corps members are aware, they are aware of what we call in the Army service support. If you are going for any exercise or operations, you have to carry your service support. There's your personal first line of food, maybe raw, gari, maybe buns, chin, along with you, bread and sugar, just for the day. I've told them on no account they should accept any form of gratification from anybody. They should be able to get prepared for this job. They should carry their water along with them, the few things they need to actually put themselves in order to be able to carry on with this exercise without necessarily looking left and right for any form of gift from anybody. Even buying the food sometimes may be dangerous, but we let them understand. Take the food that you understand well, and at least you can prepare yourself. Just carry something handy along with you. And the issue of welfare, as you are talking about, we have discussed with INEC. I've told you we met with all the state coordinators in the scheme headquarters in NYSC Abuja, NYSC headquarters in Abuja. Some of the observation we have seen in terms of welfare issue, we communicated with INEC, and our representative, a director in charge of welfare of the core members and health services, was with them, not only giving them the write-up of our own recommendation, he was also there to discuss with them. Yeah, they have a good interface with the INEC officials where issues were raised, they discussed with them. The chairman was there, he was very particular about NYSC. And those issues raised, he assured the director, which he came and briefed me back, they are ready to make improvement on some of the issues raised. So in terms of welfare, I think we have made our observation and recommendation, and INEC has given us a form of assurances to cover those areas.
So, Brigadier General, it sounds like you're saying there's room for improvement, and I understand that position. But how is the Corps reacting to pockets of allegation of Corps members being complicit in, electoral malpractice?
Well, these are mere allegations. You have seen it yourself. I'm yet to receive any report of any wrongdoing by any Corps member. I have not heard any police case or any investigation anywhere so far. I have not received any official report from anybody. All what you are saying or what we are hearing is speculations. And most of these speculations are unfounded. So in that regard, I don't want to speak on something that are not genuine. Because if there are really cases where I've seen where top-ranking politicians have been arrested, we have had where people have been picked for questioning. I've never heard of any Corps member picked for any wrongdoing so far since we have conducted this election. So I can beat my chest and give the Corps members thumb up that they have done the best they can, just as they have received commendation home and abroad. The last general election they have done the same thing this time around. They have done even better.
At the collation process, while the collation was on at the ICC after the presidential election, I remember a particular case where elections were cancelled or rather postponed in a particular polling unit because it was disrupted violently. And when peace was restored, we were told that Corps members did not return for that exercise because they were concerned about their safety. What is the standard practice in cases like this? What do you tell your Corps members to do?
Well, the Corps members in that situation are yet to receive that report. But ideally, if actually the election is postponed, definitely Corps members or NYSC authority will be informed. And it is the responsibility of the state coordinator concerned in that state to also meet the zonal or the LG, either the local government inspector, to get Corps members who are working in that polling zone, and they will get them available. And I don't think if they have intimated them to come for any exercise and they refuse, I have not received any report. As I have told you, we review the exercise generally in the headquarters. None of such reports was given to me, and I believe the Corps members are always ready and prepared to do whatever thing they are asked to do. Don't forget, this exercise is optional, but it is those who have the strong conviction that they want to do this exercise that unveil themselves to do the exercise. So I don't see any reason why they will be called upon to come and do the exercise and they will decline. So far, I have not received any complaint. I have not received any case of this nature. I'm sure all the core members trained are prepared to also take part in the gubernatorial and state assembly election. That I assure you.
Talk to us about the sustainability of, engaging core members as INEC ad hoc staff. Some have asked that that should be scrapped. Do you foresee this continue for a longer time? And how sustainable really is this practice?
To scrap the MOU or to scrap the NYSC, the youth corpers taking part in the election, or scrap the scheme. Which one are you talking about?
The MOU with INEC, Brigadier General.
Oh, no, I've not received such. I've not heard of that complaint before. I've not heard of it. NYSC, INEC were the very organization that contacted NYSC. For your information, I was in NYSC as military assistant to the then Director General when this MOU first started. It was the INEC body that contacted NYSC for this engagement, and NYSC obliged. And I think it has been strengthened, and it has gone strength to strength. And I don't think there's any room for scrapping the MOU. In our own case, we have not seen any reason, and we have not seen any form of or the body language of INEC of that, because they are always optimistic that core members are giving their best.
The concern really, Brigadier General, has been the safety of the core members, given the violent nature of our election. But you seem quite optimistic that this is sustainable, right?
Of course, yes. And most Nigerians believe that the core members' presence in the election is giving the election credibility nationwide. If you don't use the core members, what level of Nigerians do you want to use at the ad hoc staff? You go to villages and towns and pick them, those that have been used as stocks, or maybe those who are having party affiliation. Who do you think that are apolitical, neutral organization, youth for that matter, at that number that can handle this exercise? I think the core members are the best option. And I believe the INEC authority must have given it a very deep thought and believe that it's only NYSC that you can get this number of people. But then, which category of people will you use? And what is the assurance? What is the collateral can you use? Apart from youth service corps members. It is only youth service corps members that you are sure can go and do because they are obliged. They are under guidelines. They are under do's and don'ts. You understand? That you can give them directive, they will go. These are corps members that have been trained in the camp. They are well trained and they are prepared to give their best. Who else do you think that can be used? Anybody knows that core members' presence in this election has given the election a very good credibility. Who else are you going to go and pick? Go to the town and pick those who have party affiliation? Or where do you get? Or you go to university and pick university students? Or where? So I want to believe that, the MOU is running, is going, I don't see any cause for alarm for now.
You're in Bauchi State on official duty ahead of the election. What have you observed security-wise, hours to the governorship election there?
Well, I observe Bauchi is very calm, unlike what we used to hear in the news. We're here on ground. Everywhere is calm, based on what we have seen, and the assurances given to us by security agencies are made with the Commissioner of Police, are made with the DGSS, with the 33 Artillery Brigade, and I have seen the Commandant of the Civil Defense. Generally, the town is peaceful. I have attended the Friday prayers. Well, all people are talking about is calming the nerves of people that they should ensure that they go vote for whoever that you want to vote for and return back home without causing any problem. Everywhere you hear, only in the loudspeakers and everywhere. And the body language of the people around, there's no any sign of tension at all. I'm actually very happy with what I've seen in Bauchi State.
Well, we hope that mood is sustained as we count down to the election. Director General, National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Joshua Ahmed, thank you for talking to us.
However, please, before I leave, let me use this medium to please request the public, please to consider these children as their own children. They are not coming from elsewhere. They are part and parcel of us. They only volunteer to give their best, so we should support them anywhere we see them. So the issue of taking picking quarrels with them, beavers are not working, you must offload, creating tension unnecessarily, coppers do this, coppers did that, without substantiating the fact. Why, with the allegation, sorry. Why must we do that? These are Nigerians, these are you. If your brother is not there, your sister is there. So we should look at them as part and parcel of us. If we cannot commend them, please, we should not accuse the effort of this youth. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, DG NYSC. Thank you for your time.